Hi, and welcome to Talking Cafe Live. It's Wednesday, 5th of April. We're here today to discuss support groups or activities for people with learning difficulties in Taunton. My name is Nicky, and I'm a village agent in Taunton. I'm also here with my colleague Tina, who's also a village agent. We're here to discuss, as I said, the activities that are available and daycare services for adults with learning difficulties. And I have two guests here today. I have Alison Cooper, who's from Mydays Daycare in Taunton, and also Charlie Farrand, who is the chairperson from Taunton Mencap Society. So our two guests are going to go through presentations and just give a little bit of informal information regarding the two activities or groups. Any comments, any questions can be placed in the comments box as we progress through. We will answer those as and when we can throughout the discussion, and failing that, we can always come back to it and deal with it at the end. So I'm going to go across to our first guest, which is Alison from Mydays. Hi, Alison. How are you doing?
Nicky, fine, thank you. And you?
Yes, all good. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for coming on today. Really appreciate it. It'd be good to get that information out to the general public about what facilities, daycare services are available to our young adults or adults with learning disabilities in Taunton. So I'll hand over to you.
Okay, lovely. Hi. As you know, my name's Alison Cooper. I'm a team leader for My Day Care Services based at the Barn at Sherford. I will talk a little bit about the background of My Day. My Day Care Services offers outcome-based, person-centred and individualised support-based in the community for adults with learning disability, Asperger's, autism and physical disabilities. Right back from the beginning, My Day Care Services is a family business owned and managed by Lucy and Mark Derman. It was created in July 2014 and launched as a unique, creative, new person-centred day services offering support to adults with learning disabilities within the Taunton, Wellington and Bridgewater areas. Since September 2014, My Day has had a contract with Somerset County Council. It has approved provider with the open framework. We currently have commission services, placements funded by the local authority, services paid through direct payments and privately funded customers. Our aims and objectives, My Day offers outcome-based support. We have an approach with each individual person with support. We're very passionate about seeing the person through individualised, person-centred and personalised support. We can make a real difference. We ensure the best possible standards. We embrace meaningful, diverse and inclusive community-based activities. We're very passionate about choices. We offer a safe environment. We empower individuals to learn new skills whenever the ability building of self-confidence. We understand the importance of being part of your local community, peer support and friendships. We embrace a positive risk-taking. We understand the importance of being and feeling valued. We support and volunteer work in community placements, and we help people move back into paid work. Lucy is the owner, founder and director. Lucy has worked in the care industry for 22 years, having managed a day centre for over 15 years. In the public sector and his experience of working both private and public sector residential and supported living, supporting people with disabilities. And Mark comes from a commercial background, has joined the company in 2016 to take on the lead role of the business side of the company. Mark and Lucy were shared lives carers for 10 years actually before that. So obviously students volunteering every year.
So Alison, we're losing you a little bit, but
collect help my back on. Sorry, I keep going on. So we do have we do a lot of other activities as well. I think we've got the slides of the presentation that we can get up now. Is that okay?
Yeah, that'd be great. And it'd be great to see a bit of a background and how we've moved from how you started and where you are today. So yeah, that'd be really good to see.
Right, Dave. So the first hub opened at Gypsy Lane back in September 2014. From there, we've grown where we have opened more hubs. November 2020, we moved out of Gypsy Lane after 6 years. Ruth and Lucy locked up for the last time at Gypsy Lane in November 2022. Next. The Conquest Hub was opened in 2015. That's where they have a little farm, they care for the animals and do lots of other different activities. Next. Then the Conquest Lodge, that opened up in 2024, which goes along with the Conquest farming, where also they can do cooking and lots of other different activities and volunteering. Next, the barn. This is my passion. The barn opened up in March 2016. We promote lots of independence, take students, lots of students from college, and try to grow with them, work along discovery, work placement, and when people are ready, they can move into jobs, either part-time, full-time. So we're like the next step after college before people go into work. There's a picture there. We went to the festival, the Watch It Festival, which the students decided that that's what they would like to do. They wanted to go to Glastonbury, which was a bit big, so we managed to go to Watch It and had a fab time. Next. The Bridgewater Hub opened in September 2020. Bridgewater opened up in 2020. That's at Lakeside. Again, they offer lots of wide different activities. Next. That's the Lakeside Hub. That's open yet. That's what we just talked about, where they do the cooking, or lots of other. And then Oakwood opened in October 2020. Again, they are very much doing lots of activities, all person-centered around the students that are actually attending there. Next. The Staple Grove, that's the newest hub, that opened in June 2022. They have a very big kitchen that people can go. We actually use the kitchen at Staple Grove to go on a Monday, where people can do cooking skills. It's where the main office is held there, where all the admin and the directors have an office at the back. That's it. And the ethos is to offer person-centered from the service that allows people to feel safe in the service, both physically and emotionally, by working towards enabling people to achieve their goals and aspirations, no matter what obstacles may be in the way. So really, that's a bit about my day. I don't know if there's any questions you would like to ask.
We've actually got a question in the comments there from Melanie Coleman. She says, hello, I have a learning disability. Where is this, please? And how can I get help with this activity group? Help me, please.
Right. There is, if you can go onto My Day website or be referred from a social worker, or phone My Day directly. I've given you a number where she can phone Lucy, the director, and get the relevant information on how to join. Kath has just given me a That's the same number that I've given you, Nikki.
Yeah. Okay. So Tina can probably put that in the comments box for.
We've actually got some cards that we could hand out, or you could collect, Nikki.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd be really good actually to have, because Tina and I obviously are visiting people all the time, and you know they would be a really good asset to have with us, so that if we're out visiting somebody and they, you know, they need access to something like that, we at least have a card to pass out. So
yeah, that's got all the information on it.
Yeah.
We do offer taster days as well. The lady that just made the comment, so people can actually come around and have a look around to see which hub that they would like to, that they would feel more comfortable in. And we do offer a taster day. So the first session would be free for the taster day to see if somebody felt that it was for them.
You know, and I just want to say from personal experience, I've been to the Staple Grove hub and it's absolutely fantastic there. I mean, it's a purpose-built, but what seems to be purpose-built, but yeah, really lovely, fantastic staff, really welcoming. And like you say, the really important thing is that the days are adapted to the young person that's there. So yeah, I thought it was amazing when I came to visit a couple of weeks ago. So yeah. I think
another question we've got, Alison, is how much does the cost, and what's the cost of attending? How much does it cost?
The costing is, the new prices are just changed because we've just gone into April. Do you know the new prices per day, Kath?
The majority of people are commissioned.
Yes, so a lot of people, yeah, most of the people, once they get in contact with a social worker, they get commissioned where it goes to peer forum, and they can put it across to hopefully get funding. So some people are funded where they don't have to pay directly out of their own pocket. If people want to self-fund, it is.
What I do is if they get in touch, I'll send them a breakdown of our costings.
Right. So if you wanted to get in contact, and then Kath would break down the costings, it's coming at about £56-57, is it? No, I've got that all wrong. I'm thinking about something totally different. Sorry.
Okay, so basically, if somebody makes contact through the phone number or makes contact with Lucy, they would come back to discuss the payment options.
Yeah. But then we could give them all the relevant information and signpost them into the right place of where to go for funding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really important, isn't it? Because some people are eligible for that and may not even realise as well. So, okay. Okay, were there any other questions, Tina, in the comments box, or not at the moment?
No more questions at the moment. I've just answered the question and said that most people are commissioned for funding and that can be discussed by telephone call.
Okay. But just to reiterate what I said just now, you know, Mydays really has been fantastic in my personal experience. So, yeah, well done. Okay, anything else, Alison, that you wanted to add to that?
No, I think we've covered most things now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've covered. Is there anything else that you would want to know that I can inform you that I haven't covered?
There was one thing actually I've just suddenly thought of. I'm not sure if you mentioned or not, but the other hubs, there's also hubs, isn't there, in Bridgewater? Is it just Bridgewater? Wellington?
Bridgewater have two. Yeah, they have. There's one hub, but they have two buildings, which is on Lakeside, that overlooks beautiful lakes. So people really from Bridgewater tend to go to there, so it picks up that side of the county.
Okay.
Then obviously you're seeing Staple Grove. Oakwood is at the Oakwood Church. In Priorswood, Staple Grove, obviously Staple Grove, and then the barn is up at Sherford, down Sherford Road.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, thank you very much, Alison. It's really informative. Thanks very much. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, so Charlie, across to you. You're going to tell us about Taunton Mencap, which is primarily a social group generally for adults with learning disabilities in the Taunton area. However, I don't think we're closed off to children as well, are we?
No, certainly not. I'd like to think that we could take anybody from age 2 to about 92.
Yeah.
But there are other societies, such as Escape, that can deal with children sort of under the age of 18.
Okay. So generally, if you just want to give us a bit of an overall view of what we do or what you do at Taunton Mencap as a support group.
Okay, and anyway, Taunton Mencap is a society that we have a lot of people with learning disabilities. I'd like to just define that a learning disability is permanent and it affects all their life, whereas a learning difficulty is something like dyslexia or dyscalculia, which means that they probably have a very normal IQ, whereas learning disabilities tend to be lower sort of than normal, and they have difficulties with their communication and cognitive functions, and sometimes they need a lot of support and sometimes very little. Anyway, Mencap. We're affiliated with Royal Mencap, which is a national organisation. There is another Taunton Mencap, but they do support services, personal care, and visit people in their own homes to get them up and out of bed and anything else, and do some shopping with them. But we at Mencap, most of our social activities tend to be at weekends when everything else is closed. We go out for the day. We've also got a caravan down in Dorset, which you can hire for a week. It's in a lovely place. Not very good for wheelchairs though, but you can join our Mencap Society for probably about £24 a year for families, and individual membership, I'm not sure about that, but it's obviously about half the price. If you need support, your carer can come along with you, and most of our activities sort of offer free support. No, not free. The carers go free because as a group we can actually have a lot of carers going along, and if you go to somewhere like a zoo or sort of Taki Morris, which is a local theatre, you can get carers to go in free. So it's partly subsidised in that respect. We have been up to, we go to Longleat, the round table of Taunton's, help us to go on a trip to Longleat once a year, and it tends to be in October. How many people can stay in the caravan? Well, I think it's built for about 6, but there's 2 bedrooms, and of course you can have a settee made into a bed in the main lounge. Right, okay, Longleat. We're hopefully going up to Slimbridge, but unfortunately the bus hire is quite expensive, so we've got to work something around that. We get some grants through the National Lottery. We've had some grants through Somerset County Council, I think through the community group. We've got a development officer who actually applies for lots of different grants, but obviously there's a lot of people wanting these grants, so we have to compete with them. The development officer is a paid worker. The secretary or the people the person that you join up with is also paid. I'm the chairman of the group at the moment. I have been for the last 2 years, and we're always looking for volunteers as well. Right. Did you want to ask me any more questions, Nicky?
I was just going to say about just going on further about the activities they do, because it's very, very quite varied. There's lots of, I believe, there's parties, and I hear there was a talent show recently, which was a huge success.
Okay,
So,
I'll go back into those, shall I? Yeah.
well, just to make people aware really of all the different activities that go on, so that people know if they are signing up the types of things that are available. So I know there was an amazing, I mean, it was fantastic, wasn't it? I attended the talent show, and I think that was a really lovely evening. It gave a chance to all of our young adults with learning disabilities to put on their own type of entertainment for the night. And yeah, it was a really great evening. So I just thought that might be worth mentioning as well. It was brilliant.
That's good, yes. Mostly our activities on a Saturday and or Sunday. Sunday we did go to a local pub and do skittles about once a month.
Yeah.
On Saturdays we sometimes do cooking with somebody Catherine. She does that probably about once a month. You pay something like about £3 and can come home with a pizza or some scones or scones, whichever way you like to pronounce it. We do go off for the day. We've been down to Exmouth to go on a boat trip. That's going along the coast on one of the boat trips. We've been along to. We've been up to Bristol Zoo when it was open. We've been up to the iron ship. I've forgotten the name of it. It'll probably come to me in a minute. In Bristol, built by Isambard Brunel. Kingdom Brunel.
Yeah.
Oh, can't remember now the name, but never mind. We a few years ago we went down to an ice show down in Exeter, sort of down at, and we've been all over the place. And we do go for an annual holiday now.
Yeah.
Recently, Torquay, where their families obviously you pay something like about £300 per person, but that's good for about 4 nights.
Yeah, especially in a hotel. Yeah.
Especially
okay, well, it sounds like
swimming or whatever. Yeah.
It sounds like there's some fantastic support, out there for those people, and I'm sure that getting together as a group, you're all there to support each other, and and obviously the very fact that the activities are subsidised is a plus for everybody, isn't it? So yeah, that sounds brilliant, Charlie.
It is. That's right. As you say, they can socialise with their friends, and having a learning disability means that you may not be able to go out in the street like I used to do and play with your friends, because there's probably not a lot of your friends down the street that would possibly have the same interests as you. So you can meet other people at somewhere like a talent show. We put that on 10 years ago, and then again this last few weeks. Everybody was very good. You can go along, you can do artwork and get it sort of put on the walls. You can dance, you can sing. Nobody's expecting any professional singing.
No.
But we have had some very good singers in the past, and you're not embarrassed to do so. Whereas if you went on a normal stage in a normal theatre, maybe you might feel a little bit embarrassed. But you can do it in front of your friends, anything you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
bingo. I do bingo about a couple of 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Sounds brilliant. Sounds wonderful. It's thank goodness there's things like this out there for our young adults. So
Nicky, we've got another question as well. Can anyone refer to the organisation, and how do you go about referring to the service?
Well, the Taunton Mencap is you don't need to be referred. You can refer yourself if you could, provided you've got somebody that has learning disabilities. But we're in Taunton, so but there are lots of other local Mencap groups all over the country doing similar things. So if you live somewhere in Somerset or anywhere sort of within busing distance of Taunton, you could possibly come into our group. And you don't need a social worker, you can refer yourself.
So,
Yeah.
Charlie, would they do that by just contacting Linda, the coordinator?
That's right. Linda sort of is a coordinator. She helps to organise all the events. So you can contact Linda Dunn, and the telephone number is on the screen. Okay.
Brilliant. Okay. Okay, so anybody's watching that wants to put any further questions in the comments box, we can answer them as and when, even at a later date. We will make sure somehow we get back to you. Okay.
I see there's a question, sorry. If someone wanted to volunteer, what is the best way to find out more information? Again, they can either talk to Linda or they can send me an email at, do you want me to give my email out?
Well, we sort of have Linda's contact details, so she could refer across to you if that's all right with you, Charlie. Yeah,
obviously, if they're going to volunteer, then if they're working with people that have got learning disabilities, they come under called vulnerable adults, and people will need disclosure and barring service investigations to make sure that they're safe to work with adults with learning disabilities.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, that's good to know. You know, for Tina and I, we're often, you know, we come across people who are willing to do volunteering jobs, so that's worth knowing for us as well, actually. Okay, so
I've lost him.
Got comments they'd like to add. I think. Anybody else?
I would just like to say thank you very much. I've learned so much from this conversation this afternoon, both about Mydays and Mencap, and to find out that there's so many opportunities for people in the Taunton area. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I quite agree. It's been really informative, and really, really appreciate Charlie and Alison coming on today and sharing your information with us. And you know, there'll be many, many people who'll be watching this in the future, not necessarily just today, that can pick up on some of that information and come back to you at any time. So it's really important that we get that support network out there for the people that need that, especially in our Taunton area. Okay, so it just leaves me to say thank you very, very much. Really appreciate your help. And thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you very much indeed, Nicky. Thank you, Tina. Bye-bye, Alison. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.